Hello and welcome to the Orange County Department of Education College and Career Fairs. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Jenny and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/COSI. That's strivescan.com/COSI. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Valparaiso University.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Lizette Green, and I'm the admissions representative for Valparaiso University. Valparaiso University is located in Valparaiso, Indiana, which is just only an hour outside of Chicago and 20 minutes south of the Indiana Dunes. As an independent Lutheran institution, Valpo has many different organizations for our students to be a part of that are religiously focused or not religiously focused at all. So we always like to say that students can be as involved in their faith life or as little as involved as they would like to. Our campus is made up about 3,000 undergraduate students, and we maintain an average class of about 20 and 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Within our university, we have 5 different academic colleges and 70 majors for our students to choose from, including the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Business, our College of Nursing and Health Professions, our College of Engineering, and Christ College, which is the honors college on our campus. We also have over 100 student organizations for our students to choose from. So it is very much part of the culture on our campus for students to be involved in not only one, but many organizations. We have anywhere from our social clubs, our academic clubs to be a part of. So it's very common for our students to be involved in many different ways and to find students who have the same interests as they do. Our campus focuses on many different academic majors, as I mentioned, but our strongest and I would say biggest majors that we have on our campus are going to focus in technology, engineering, and science. So as you'll see on the slide, we have anywhere from computer science to bioengineering and neuroscience. So what makes Valpo stand apart? Well, as I mentioned, we have an average class size of 20 students. So our students are able to maintain those small class sizes right away. They're able to not only to get to know their peers, but also their professors. At Valpo, our students are always taught by professors. So even as early as your freshman year, you're able to start building those connections with faculty members on our campus. And they really do care about what our students plan to do for the rest of those 4 years. So building those connections is very important for our students on campus, just so that they are able to communicate what they really want their experience to be like. And so our professors on campus are able to work with our students those additional experiences outside of the classroom, including undergraduate research, internship, or even study abroad opportunities. But the biggest piece at Valpo is going to be that all of our programs are direct admission. That means that when our students apply to Valpo and they're admitted, they're directly a student in that major, they start taking those classes right away. So there are no separate applications or waiting period for students to be in that college. You're going to be taking those classes right away as early as your freshman year. We also have different ways for our students to connect your degree to your career. So that includes working in our career center. If you're looking to have a job on campus and you want to have something in addition outside of your classes, you can work with our career center to have a job right away, or they can also help you once you start ending your time on our campus. So if you are looking to build your resume or become a little bit more comfortable with interviews, our career center helps our students with mock interviews. So just being able to get a lot more comfortable with that experience. We also have research opportunities, as I mentioned. Although we are a smaller institution, our students are able to be involved in undergraduate research. So again, having those hands-on experiences are going to be extremely important for our students on campus so that they can have that addition experience outside of the classroom. We also have our internships and jobs, as you'll see. So if our students are looking to connect in a different way, if they're out of state or if they want an internship opportunity close to Valpo or in Chicago, our Career Center and our academic advisors work really well with our students to be able to help them get those internship opportunities and be able to have additional experiences with that as well. Now, talking a little bit about our application is available through the Common App or our website. It does not matter which application you choose because we are going to ask for the same information. I always tell students that if you have multiple schools that are through the Common App, that might be the best route, but you can also apply directly through our website. We are test optional this year. So what that means is that you do not have to submit your test scores. If you feel extremely comfortable with your test scores, you can submit them, but they are not going to negatively impact any type of merit-based consideration. Our merit-based scholarships are strictly based off of GPA. So if you are looking to submit your test scores, great, but they are not going to, again, positively or negatively impact your merit-based awards. Our merit-based scholarships range anywhere from $23,000 to $30,000 per year. And if you have any 3.0 GPA or above, you will automatically qualify for one of our merit-based scholarships. We also have some very exciting news. If you file the FAFSA this year, you will automatically receive at least $1,000 in additional financial aid or more just by filing. So we strongly encourage our students to file the FAFSA so that you can be offered additional aid to make Valpo an affordable option. Last but not least, we love our students to follow us on social media. We have a lot of events going on throughout the year. So please follow us through any of our social media platforms to see some of the exciting events that are going on campus, what some of our current students are doing, or just to be able to connect with anybody from the Office of Admissions. We love to work with our students and we love to help answer those additional questions. So if you are looking forward to visiting us on campus, please feel free to reach out to us. We are more than happy to host you on our campus. Thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it. And just a reminder to all of our participants that you can use the Q&A function to ask questions of any of our schools here at any time. So feel free to go ahead and use that Q&A function. They'll also drop their contact info into the chat as well. Up next, we have SUNY Maritime College.
There. Give me 1 second while I get the PowerPoint up and open for you guys. All right, so a little bit about SUNY Maritime College. We are part of the State University of New York system, or SUNY system for short. There are 64 colleges total, both community college and four-year institutions. We are one of those four-year institutions. This is a beautiful view of our campus. We are about 55 acres large, so a beautiful view of waterfront views almost all the way around. We are located in the Bronx, about 30 minutes from Manhattan. We have a really great opportunities for our students, both internship-wise and career-wise, being so close to one of the largest ports in the US. As you can see here, we are located right under the Throgs Neck Bridge. So if you've ever been going to Queens or going to Manhattan, you've probably driven over this bridge at some point in your life. These are some quick facts about Maritime. So Maritime by the numbers, we have a very small population of about 1,800 students. So really getting that one-on-one attention for professors and staff. So there's about a 15-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio. Your average class size being about 20, 21 students at most. So you're really getting that one-on-one attention from a professor and getting to know your peers so you can really succeed at Maritime. All of our engineering programs are A-BET accredited, and what that means, that's the gold standard of engineering. So any program you want to go into, make sure they're A-BET accredited. All of ours are. All of our programs are nationally recognized in some way, shape, or form. And for the fun side of things, we do have about 80 clubs and organizations, as well as 13 Division III sports. We have basketball, football, soccer, and plenty more. Some of our more unique, I would say, would probably be our sailing and rowing team. Obviously, being right on the water, we have great access to a lot of maritime or water sports. These are all of our academic programs here at Maritime. We're very unique where we actually offer an associate's program and then all the way up to the master's level. We have a very strong STEM focus here at Maritime, including a Bachelor of Engineering and a Bachelor's of Science. We have electrical, facilities, marine mechanical, and naval architecture for our Bachelor of Engineering. Our most popular probably being mechanical engineering. And for our Bachelor's of Science, we have International Transportation and Trade, Marine Environmental Science, Marine Operations, Marine Transportation, and Maritime Studies. And then for our Associates of Applied Science, we do have one associate's program. And then for our Master's of Science, we have two major options. So here at Maritime, we have the very unique opportunity for our students to go and get the United States Coast Guard license. A lot of people think we're a military school, and we are far from it. However, we do have the United States Coast Guard license option for our students. And what that means is that the student can actually go and get their United States Coast Guard license and either a deck license or engine license, and then go and work on the water when they graduate. So on average, students working on the water making over 5 times more than a national average compared to working on land. An example being I have some students currently who are working on tugboats in the Hudson River. They're currently making $80,000 per year, and that's expected to rise within the next 5 years as they continue their career in the maritime industry. And if you're thinking, I don't want to work on the water, I don't see any need for that, we do have our internship options as well for our students. So there's a great way to get involved with through that way as well. So if you're a part of our United States Coast Guard license program, all of our majors have this option. Think of it as a minor in a way. You'd be on our ship every single summer for about 64 days. They go both domestically and internationally. This past summer, our students went to Spain, the Canary Islands, they've been to Puerto Rico and lots of domestic other ports as well. Our students do, if you're in the regiment, have to wear a uniform. So you see students here in their salt and peppers in their uniform on the ship. We're getting real life in-person training and you're living and learning on the ship throughout the entire summer. And if you're thinking, again, I don't see myself doing that, we have plenty of internship opportunities. For example, our students are working at aquariums, they're doing scuba diving lessons, they're getting hands-on experience, they're working for Con Ed, getting internships through all of those major companies that many, many students work at or know of. So the important nitty-gritty information, so we have both the Common Application and the SUNY application. You can apply through either, doesn't matter which one you go through. Like was said previously, most schools are on the Common Application, so you can apply through that way. Definitely reach out to your guidance counselor if you have more questions about it. For that, we also require an essay component. We are test optional as well, meaning if you don't submit them, it's not going to hurt you. If you do, it will benefit you, but that all depends on what you want to do. And we require at least one letter of recommendation. You can see here about the average GPA we're looking for our students. One of the stipulations for our majors, for any of our engineering majors, is that you have to be currently enrolled in pre-calculus. And what that means is that you either have taken it previously or currently enrolled your senior year. Our other majors do not require that at all. And then for our application deadline is fastly approaching. Our November 1st early decision deadline is coming up literally in a week or so. And then regular decision is January 31st. Early decision is a binding decision, meaning if you get accepted to Maritime or any other school that you do early decision, you're committing to that school and you will be coming there for the fall. If you have more questions about it, definitely put in the Q&A chat and I'll be happy to answer it. This is a breakdown of our tuition. So obviously being a New York State school is about $27,000 per year. And we have in-region states as well, meaning if you're any of these states, you actually get a reduced tuition as well. This is our contact us page. If you have any questions, we have tons of various options like social media and things like that. Again, if you have any questions about Maritime College, definitely put them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer it for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Up next, we have Lawrence Technological University.
Hi. Hello, everybody. I'm just getting my screen on here. I want to welcome you guys all to Lawrence Tech University. Looks like we've got quite a few people that are with us today. So Lawrence Tech is in Southfield, Michigan. We are located, just a second, let me get this on. Okay, so we're located in Southfield, Michigan, which is about 30 miles north of Detroit. I just wanted to show you real quick a beautiful view of our campus. We do have 4 different colleges: architecture and design, arts and science, business and information technology, and engineering, which is a college we were founded at. So you can see right there on your picture, I know a lot of you are on the West Coast, so all the way over there in the mitten, we're in the Southeast Michigan area, about 30 miles north of Detroit. We have students that come from all over the United States, all over the country, that study all of our unique programs. Something unique about the Southfield area, we are the #1 in the region for engineering, architecture, and also engineering careers. So Lawrence Tech was founded back in 1932 with an idea of theory and practice, in which we really, really want to make sure that our students are not only learning the theory of their degree, but they're also practicing their degree. So if you have a chance to come to our campus, which we are open right now and hosting all kinds of tours, you definitely will see a lot of laboratories on campus. Our program is direct admit, so our students are directly admitted into their programs. So if you decide to study nursing or robotics engineering or architectural engineering or even architecture, you start taking those classes your very first semester at Lawrence Tech. You have 11 to 1 student to faculty ratio with about 15 to 20 students in your first level classes. As you get into classes in your major, those numbers actually do reduce. So that allows you to have that one-on-one attention. Professors, they know who you are. You're not just a number at Lawrence Tech. Our total population at Lawrence Tech is about 3,000 students. So it is that small private university that you're going to get very good attention at Lawrence Tech. Our student life is really awesome. We have 4 dormitories on campus. This is a picture of one of our dorms. We have over 100 student organizations. Our dormitories have everything you would want to actually, help you as you start your career at Lawrence Tech, and then you actually have community style apartments all the way up into your apartment style, where you have all your laundry facilities and kitchens all in one area. We do have a lot of sports at Lawrence Tech. So you can see we have men's, women's, and also spirit sports and a couple of co-ed sports. So you can see ice hockey, bowling, and football, drumline, marching band's really big at Lawrence Tech. And we also have an esports team. So if those of you that are interested in competing at the esports level, you certainly can be a part of our team. We ask our students to go on up to that little area that says www.ltuathletics.com, and we'll actually fill out your profile, and you may be able to play a sport and earn some scholarship money. So Lawrence Tech also has an application here. We do not require ACT or SATs. This year, it could change next year. We want you to use the Common App, or you can actually use an application right on our website. With that, you can actually do the application. So if you apply to Lawrence Tech through our website, use a code of LTU 1932, and I'll make sure to put that in the chat so you guys all have that if you'd like to apply to Lawrence Tech. We also have a little bit of information about your investment. We recognize that this is a huge investment. So you can see our different colleges have a different price tag, but every single student that applies is an academic scholarship. So we want to make sure you have a chance to reduce that dollar amount. No one pays that set amount. There are opportunities for you to get very, very generous scholarships that range from $4,500 a year all the way up to $16,000 a year. And then over on the right, you'll see a ton of different scholarships that you also can apply for from our 5 images, which is for our artists that have wonderful drawings and photography. You may also involved in FIRST Robotics or DECA. Those are all things that you participate in. On the bottom here, you can see there also is our LTU FAFSA code. We want you to also participate in the FAFSA, and there'll be some additional dollars that you can earn. So one of the most important things about college is you want to know what your end game is. What are the chances of getting some kind of an employment when I leave Lawrence Tech? 80% of our students have jobs before they graduate. And we really do believe it's because of the theory and practice. They get involved right away. 70% of our students do co-ops and internships, and they get very unique and current co-ops and internships being in the market that we are here in the Southeast Michigan. So we have a lot of companies that come on campus. We are known in our area for having a great location. We're very flexible with our students, with our co-ops and internships, and we also have a really unique reputation with the businesses around our area. So here's just a real quick picture of our academic programs, so you can see in each one of these areas. I am going to put something in the chat, a link, so you guys can actually get a copy of all of this information in our brochure. And like I said, we are open, so you definitely for tours, and we're going to have a couple of open house in the next couple of months. So please come visit us. We really want to have you see our campus. We're super proud of it, and connect with us in different ways. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the next person. And thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And again, a reminder to all of our participants that you can use that Q&A function at any time to ask questions of our schools here today. Up next, we have Wentworth Institute of Technology.
Hi, everyone. I want to echo the sentiments of everyone. We are really excited for you all to join us. I know there are a lot of options out there of virtual Zoom calls to join and hear from colleges. So we are appreciative that you're all with us today. My name is Emily Casey. I'm an assistant director of admissions here at Wentworth Institute of Technology. If you're not familiar with Wentworth, we are located right in Boston, Massachusetts, and we are a smaller school. We're about 4,400 total students in our undergraduate programs. We do have a couple hundred other students joining us in graduate degree programs, so about 4,500 total. We also, like I mentioned, being that smaller size, it's going to translate directly into your classroom experiences. So we have a 16:1 student to faculty ratio, and our average class size is 18. What that means is that our students are getting to spend a lot of time directly with their professors. When we get into our academics in a second, you're going to see why that's so important, because when you're in something like a calculus level class, I think you want to be able to make those connections with your professors. You want to be able to raise your hand in class and ask a question, or have a professor know what types of subtopics you want some extra help with, or swinging by office hours to work on. You want to build those relationships. At Wentworth, it's also 100% of our classes are being taught directly by faculty members. What that means is that you're not being taught by graduate students or teaching assistants ever. It is always going to be one of our faculty members. We have 5 different schools at Wentworth. So first off would be our School of Architecture and Design. This houses our architecture, interior design, and industrial design program. School of Computing and Data Science, which is home to computer science, cybersecurity, computer networking, and applied mathematics. Our School of Engineering is our biggest school. We have 8 different disciplines of engineering. So we have biological, biomedical, computer, civil, electrical, electromechanical, mechanical, which is our most popular. And then we also have a program that's just engineering. So if you're not really sure where in engineering you want to be, you do have that more general option. We have our School of Management, which houses our business program. It also houses our construction management and computer information systems program. And then lastly, we have our School of Science and Humanities for anyone interested in applied science, or our computer science and society program. Probably the most important thing to know about Wentworth is that we are a co-op institution, meaning that we require our students, all of them across every program, to complete 2 full semesters of co-op. If you are less familiar with the term co-op, or if that's new for you, a co-op is pretty similar to an internship. At Wentworth, our students are going to work a full-time position, meaning they're working for about 40 hours a week for a full semester, which typically is about 15 to 16 weeks. Our students are taking paid positions, so we are really encouraging them to only accept a paid position, meaning that it's a full semester of income at a full-time rate for our students. When they are on co-op, they are not taking classes and they are not paying tuition. So really it is just a semester of gaining experience at a company directly in your field, and making money, making professional connections. Because of this, and because of how much time our students are spending, because they're doing this twice, once their junior year and once their senior year, we have a really high placement rate. So within 6 months of graduation, our students have found jobs in their field or are in a graduate school program with an average starting salary of $64,000. We rank in the top 6% of return on investment. College is an investment, so you want to make sure when you're coming out that you're going to be in a comfortable position. And like I mentioned, our students are being paid and gaining that professional experience on those co-op semesters. It ranks us 3rd in the Northeast for career preparation because of this co-op program. And this is just a breakdown of how we're able to do this and still have you graduate in 4 years. So you can see our students are doing those co-ops in the spring and fall of their junior and senior year. Some students are opting to do a 3rd one actually the summer after their sophomore year too. So you can be graduating anywhere with probably 8 to 15 months of full-time paid work experience before you even graduate from Wentworth, if you chose to do that 3rd one. And then of course we are in the city of Boston. If you're less familiar with the city of Boston, it is a really great place to go to school. There are 35 colleges and universities just within the city limits of Boston. If you expanded that a little outside of the city, it gets a lot higher. There's about 500,000 college students that live or go to school in the city of Boston. So in a social sense, we're in a great spot. This is our campus right at the bottom here, and it extends a little bit from what you can't see in this photo, but right across the street is the Museum of Fine Arts. Some major shopping centers are down here with the Prudential Center, Newberry Street. You can see a little bit of the Charles River. So our students do kind of have the best of both worlds, where we have our campus and we have that small environment, but then our students take one step outside of that and they are within the city. And for our application, you'll be applying to us right on the Common App. We do have 3 different rounds of deadlines. First one coming up November 15th. We also let you know exactly what day you'll hear back from us. I think the college process can have some anxiety built into hearing back your decision. So we let you know up front what day you're going to hear back from us with your decision. We'll get things like your transcript and essays and all those things through the Common App. We are an SAT and ACT optional university, so there's no need to submit those if you don't want to. And I will be your point person through this. So I will throw my contact information in the chat, but I will be the one reading your application and helping gather all those materials. So if I can help in any way, or if questions come up about Wentworth a little bit later on, please feel free to reach out to me. I am more than happy to sit down with you and go through any of those next steps. I will pass it back off to Jenny.
Thank you so much. And up next, we have Embry Riddle, Aeronautical University.
Alrighty. Hi, everyone. My name is Corinne. I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions at Embry Riddle Aeronautical University in Prescott, Arizona. I'm really excited to be speaking to you today and to be sharing this session with so many other amazing universities. So just to jump right into some fast facts about Embry Riddle, we have been ranked #1 in aerospace engineering by US News and World Report for 20 years. So this just goes to show that Embry Riddle is constantly setting the bar for what new graduates into this program, or into this industry should look like. At our Prescott campus, we have the first and only College of Security and Intelligence, and at our Daytona Beach, Florida campus, we have the first and only aerospace physiology program of its kind. All of our engineering programs are ABET accredited, and our cyber intelligence and security program is also an ABET accredited degree program as well. Our graduates yield among the highest return on investment in the nation. We've actually been ranked as a top 1% $1 million return on investment institution by payscale.com. And both of our campuses in Arizona and Florida are ranked highest for the level of quality and affordability in their state. So you'll hear that I'm referencing 2 different campuses. We have one in Daytona Beach, Florida. The bigger of our 2 campuses is at around 7,000 students. Average class size is around 27. They do host all 4 branches of the military in forms of ROTC or PLC programs on their campus, and they compete in the NCAA Division II for their athletics. We also have a campus in Prescott, Arizona. You'll notice that I'm saying Prescott, not Prescott. I don't know why we pronounce it Prescott, but we do. This is a smaller of our 2 campuses, 3,000 students. Average class size is around 24, and we host Army and Air Force ROTC as well as a Marine Corps PLC program. And our intercollegiate sports compete in the NAIA division. So Embry Riddle, we're very known, obviously, for our focus in the aviation field. That's really where our roots are. Both of our founders are former Air Force pilots. That's really where our bread and butter is. However, we have expanded in the time that we have existed to business, safety, security, space. We do host the only undergraduate space physics program in the country at both of our campuses. So lots of opportunities to really get into those STEM and aviation fields if that's what you're looking for. Moving right along to outcomes. Obviously, this is why you go to college, is to have a good outcome. 94% of our Embry Riddle graduates are employed or continuing education within 1 year of graduation. This is very, very important to note. It just goes to show that your time, your effort, your money is not going to be put to waste with an Embry Riddle education. We have amazing career connections, a massive alumni network, a really robust career services department who are dedicated to getting you a job before you graduate, or getting you co-ops or internships during college, if that's something that you're looking for. All of the industries that we serve have an excellent career outlook right now. I know in the past year and a half, we've heard that aviation has kind of taken a hit as an industry, and in some cases that's true. But we have also seen the rise of air taxi services, air charter services, cargo flights. So it's really a great time to be entering the industry, especially the aviation industry. Boeing is reporting that 804,000 airline pilots are going to be needed in the next before 2040 to fill the current demand. And that's as of July 2021. So again, really highlighting that excellent industry demand. So for our application process, we do not accept the Common App or the Coalition application. You have to apply directly through our website. So you have to go to erau.edu/apply, submit the application there. I will go ahead and put in the chat along with my contact information a fee waiver code, because usually for anyone who attends a college fair, we have a fee waiver code for you guys that will waive the $50 application fee. We also request that you send us your transcripts, either high school transcripts or college transcripts if you are a transfer student. Strongly encourage you to submit 2 letters of recommendation in an essay or a resume, although those are not required. They're just strongly encouraged. We try and look at you as holistically as possible. Obviously, with the last year that we've had, grades are not all encompassing of what a student has to offer. So we like to see what your extracurricular activities are. Do you have any leadership roles? Are you doing any activities that are related to your career? These are the things that go into our decision. And we are a test optional school. We've been test optional for about 7 years. So I don't foresee us going back to requiring SAT or ACT scores. Of course, if you have them and you feel that they accurately reflect your academic potential, then you are more than welcome to submit them, but it is not required. And then it's just a little bit about financial aid as I wrap up here. Over 90% of our students do receive financial aid through scholarships, grants, loans. All students who are accepted to Embry Riddle are automatically considered for our merit scholarships based on high school grades. And then of course the FAFSA is a great place to start. And then we do offer external scholarships and specific external scholarships for organizations like FIRST, TARC, Cyber Patriot, and VEX if anyone is involved in those. One last note about applications. We do have 2 campuses. You can only have 1 active application in the system. Because we are one university, our application system is the same. So if you're going to apply to Daytona, apply to Daytona. And if you want to switch it, we can switch you to Prescott, but we cannot have 2 applications. So pick 1 campus and apply to that. So with that, I'm going to end now and thank you so much.
Thank you. And a big thank you to all of our schools here today. We have a few minutes left, so I'll invite everyone to come back on screen and we will have some time for some Q&A. So I'll put our first question on the screen here. And that is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So we'll start in that same order with Valparaiso University.
Yeah, I would say the biggest piece of advice that I would give someone going through the college search process is to tour campuses if you can, being on campus to get the feel if that's going to be the right fit for you. Especially after last year, a lot of schools have kept the virtual option. So I know, speaking for my institution and probably others, if you aren't able to visit campus in person, they're probably still offering something that's virtual, or you can always set that one-on-one appointment with an admission counselor in the office. So definitely try to get that campus tour if you can, but if not, look into see if there are any virtual options.
I definitely agree. And another piece of advice I would give for students is reach out to us. Surprisingly, it's our job to help you. We get paid to help you. And a lot of students don't seem to get that. They're like, oh, I'm not going to reach out. I don't want to bother them. Please bother us. Please reach out. Even if it's the silliest question you can think of like, can I bring my dog? We like to see those, emails and chats and things like that. So definitely reach out to us and, feel free to bother us all you want.
Those are all great recommendations. I would ditto that totally, but I would add one other thing. Make sure when you apply to schools that you pick a variety of schools, because you're going to get all kinds of decisions back and you want to have options. So make sure you do have a nice list, 4 or 5 schools, so you do have options at the end of the day.
Yeah, I would add in for the actual application themselves, I think be your authentic self. I think there's a lot of stress and pressure in the college application process, and we know that. And I think sometimes you think that there's something we're specifically looking for. If you are babysitting your siblings after school every day, waiting for your parents to get home, like put that on your activities. I think that's great to see some responsibility. If you're not doing 30 hours of community service every week, like that is okay. If you are into gaming or theater or sports, like whatever you're passionate about, I really want to get to know my students and what they would look like on my campus. There isn't one type of student that we're all looking for. I think it'd be a really boring college experience if it was all the same student at the colleges. So don't be afraid to be your authentic self in that application. Don't think that you have to have certain things on there.
And I would kind of round out this question by saying that make sure that we can reach you. I can't tell you how many times we try and call students to remind them, oh, hey, we're missing a transcript, or, I really think that you should add test scores or things like that, and we can't reach you. Make sure that you have your voicemail set up. I know for a lot of you guys, voicemail is probably not something you're familiar with, but get familiar with it and check it. Make sure that you have a professional sounding outgoing message. I have had students with music on their outgoing messages. Please do not make me listen to a 3-minute song when I'm trying to leave you a message about your application, and check your email. We, as admissions counselors, we aren't trying to reach out to you if it's not something that's important. We don't want to waste your time. So we are trying to reach out to you and it's important. So make sure that you're getting back to us and that we can reach you so that we can help you.
Thank you so much. That's all great advice. Really, participants watching, take notes on this. Reach out to your admissions counselors. They're here to help, and they will help you through that process. And like I said, get in contact with you. So that's all really great advice. We have some more time, so I'll go ahead and we'll have another question here. So our next question is, what is one thing you want students to remember about your school? It could be a fun fact. It can just be another, something to remember. But what's that one thing that you want students to take away as they leave tonight?
So I would say that one thing that I want students to remember about Valpo is that we are small but mighty. And we also have a lot of the same types of opportunities that those larger institutions are going to have. Although we have a smaller class population, you can still be involved in many different ways to make that experience unique to you.
I would also say about Maritime is that we are not a military school. A lot of people associate us with the military because they see students on campus with uniforms on. And I promise we have no military obligation after graduation. And my students graduating make usually 5 times more than the national average. So there's a lot of money coming out of Maritime for our students that makes it well worth it for the 4 years that you're here.
So Lawrence Tech, one thing I want you to remember is we're all about that theory and practice. So when you leave Lawrence Tech, you are very, very plugged into what your industry is doing. I did forget to mention that we do offer free laptops to all of our students, and it's loaded with software that's in the industry that's depending on what you're studying. So it's really great. You're going to leave and you're going to be confident in the job that you are pursuing going forward.
Yeah, I would say that the co-op requirement at Wentworth is the most important thing to take with you, knowing that all of our students at a minimum will have this 2 full semesters of full-time paid work experience, and that it's a requirement for everybody. If you're graduating, you have to have done those 2 things, whether you do them in the city of Boston, which we're biased to and love, or if it's closer to home. I think knowing that you're going to have those professional experiences is the most important takeaway about Wentworth.
Yeah, and for Embry Riddle, I would like everyone to remember that we're not just planes. If you want to be a pilot, then great, that we're the place for you. But if you want to be an engineer, if you want to be an FBI agent, if you want to design video games, if you want to do business, if you want to be a weatherman or a weatherwoman, then come to Embry Riddle or give us a look, because we are a lot more than just pilots.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. I think we have time for one more question here. So to wrap it up, we'll go with, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
One myth that I would like to debunk is that private schools are more expensive than public schools. Definitely not the case. A lot of schools are going to offer those larger merit-based scholarships as well. So when you're making your list of schools that you're looking at, to make a list of pros and cons of school that you're applying to, and you'll be surprised to see that some of those private schools, if you are looking at those, might be, if not just about the same, or maybe less than some of the.
Definitely something I would like to debunk is that you will get accepted to a college. Definitely don't have that fear, which I know is very, very real for some students of, oh my God, I'm not going to go to college. It's okay. You're not the only one. You will get accepted to a school of your choice, whether it's your dream school or a school that you really want to go to. you will get accepted to college. That's why we're here to help you and we can guide you along the process. So don't fear, you will get accepted to college, you will go to college and you'll be successful and it'll be great.
Again, all really good answers. We're small and private, so I totally agree with Valpo, and you will get into a college, but something else to remember that, oh my God, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, don't be afraid of us. Don't be afraid of us. Someone else had mentioned that. We are here to help you. And we're going to be totally honest with you. If you have questions about your GPA, you're worried about it, just shoot us an email and we'll talk to you about it. So don't be afraid of us. We're here to help.
Mine is going to be similar to that. And my myth is that we are people that work in this process. I've had students ask, what type of artificial intelligence scans their essays for keywords. And it's me. I am the intelligence that is reading your essays. It is not any type of automated system. So just like Pam said, use us, reach out to us, but also know when you're sending your materials in, it seems like just like a black hole that you throw everything in and we spit out a decision, but it is people in this process who are reading and reviewing, and we're here to answer questions and really guide you through the process. So don't think that anything is being overlooked or not kind of deeply studied by all of us, because we do take a lot of time reviewing your application.
And I'm really just going to echo those last two comments, is that it wasn't that long ago that most of us were in this process, or that we were in your shoes. So we remember what it was like. So please reach out to us. We really are the experts on our schools and we want to see you succeed. That's the best part of our jobs, is getting to admit students and see them go and fulfill their dreams. So we want to help. Please just reach out to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. That's our time for tonight. So I want to thank all of our presenters for being here, but also thank you so much for joining us tonight. When you close this window, though, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule to sign up for more sessions. And you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/COSI. That's strivescan.com/COSI. Thank you so much and have a great evening.